Greetings, all my friends. Welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. This is a show that is dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So today we're back at my favorite albums from the 1975 series. And we're doing this album today, Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here. This is a kind of a remastered issue of it. Again, more industrial stuff, guys on fire, people shaking hands like nothing's going on. Musicians, you gotta love them. Anyways, this album was released September the 12th, 1975, recorded at EMI Studio in London, of course. 44 minutes long, so another fairly lengthy album, pushing the final boundaries here. On Harvest and Columbia, on the label that is, and then Pink Floyd is the production. So this is Pink Floyd's 9th studio album already, right? And just another classic album. Many regard this as being right up there with Dark Side of the Moon. I like it a lot myself. It's a really, really solid album. The funny part about this album is that I never owned it until recently, but I had heard all these tracks. There's no tracks on this album that haven't been listened to. And for those of you who like the whole information bit, you've got David Gilmour on vocals and guitars, Roger Waters on bass and vocals. Sorry, I was going to say guitars, but obviously he's playing bass. Nick Mason on drums and percussion, and Richard Wright on keyboards, synthesizers, and other keyboard instruments, as well as I think he does do some vocals on this. Let's see if we can find that out. I'm pretty sure he does, but I could be wrong. I am wrong, so that does happen. So on this album, it's pretty much Gilmour and Waters with Harper doing lead vocals on one particular track. So you have Shine On You Crazy Diamond Part 1, well-known track, great track, some great vocals on this song. One of the best kind of Waters vocals, I think. And then you got Welcome to the Machine, which is my personal favorite on the album. This is David Gilmour, wonderful voice, lots of sound and texture on this particular track. My friend once used this in the old days when we had answering machines. He had this when you would phone him and he didn't get him, you would get his answering service, and it was Welcome to the Machine. Yeah, I thought it was pretty ingenuity for him. Anyways, then you have a Cigar, another. This is basically Harper singing on this, but I think Waters is on this as well. They don't list it, but I'm pretty sure he is. Really, really good track, well-known track as well. Then you got Wish You Were Here, the title track, another Gilmour vocal song, and he actually was in on the writing on this particular track as well. So, yeah, solid tune. And then, of course, Shine On You Crazy Diamond Part 2, which is Waters on vocals again. And it's just basically the song is split in half, one at the top, one at the bottom. The whole album is really good, though. It's a really well put together, well thought out album, if you prefer. Production's good on this album. I like the soundscape. It's really fantastic. I think the album has stood up over time too, and it is one of the albums that people go to quite a bit when they're thinking of Pink Floyd. This is one of their top albums. It's probably, for me, I'm going to say it's in the 3rd or 4th slot. Animals at the top, probably. And then the next 2 or 3 albums, Wish You Were Here, Atom Heart Mother, Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah, I forgot that one. Yeah, okay. Anyways, those 3 albums probably fall within that range for me. I think it's a solid album. Not just solid, I think it's an outstanding album, to be honest with you. And hence the reason why it's going to come in here on day 22 February the 22nd, album number 22. I think it just, for me, just nudged out Supertramp in this spot. The Supertramp album is maybe a little more accessible, but and the tunes, overall, the tunes I think are as good as this album. I just think this album just is a little bit stronger and has a little bit more elements that are more to my liking. And so that's why it's moved up a little bit ahead. But great album. Anyways, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated. If you got any comments or any thoughts on this album or anything by Pink Floyd or anything in general, that's great as well. I would love to hear from you. And this will come out in the morning, as it always does. And we'll be back on the next day, day 23, with another album from my favorite rock albums from 1975. So you have yourself a good day, a good evening, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care.